Hello, everybody. Welcome to my women's basketball rantings. This is where I give my thoughts about the happenings in the women's game. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below. If you're still listening, welcome. If you're not, welcome. Let's get started. Today, we are talking March Madness Round 1. So round 1 came, it delivered, it over-delivered, it was crazy, it was madness, it was upset city, exactly what I wanted. So today, I'm just going to be going over some of the exciting moments, some of the upsets, some of the great games that were played from Friday and Saturday, and also giving a preview of round 2. So follow along. Let's kick it off. So for the games, let me talk number 1 seed. So the number 1 seed came in, they handled their business. There was no even like, oh, would they hang? Would they not? No, you can't hang. They are number 1 seed for a reason. So I was very happy, especially with South Carolina, just came and killed Howard, like no mercy. Like they were not joking. I loved them. It was really good to see. NC State came. NC State is actually a very good team. I'm looking at this NC State. NC State is good. They have a lot of offensive firepower. I always thought they were more defensive minded, but NC State is good. Even though Longwood tried to hang, but at the end, NC State just kill them. So it was really good. Number 1 seeds came in and handled their business. I was very happy about that. So let's move on. So for the upsets and games that I thought would have been more competitive. Kansas State and Washington State were like toe to toe, and of course Kansas State came out. Like I said, I would not bet against Ayoke Lee. I think she had a double. She went off. It was crazy. People were talking UMass, Notre Dame. They were like, oh, UMass can hang. They didn't. Olivia Mouse came and did her thing. Triple-double pumping. I mean, you got to give it to her. Before I talk Kentucky, which deserves a whole other segment on its own, let's just talk about the good performances. UCF came. I really enjoyed UCF. Very worried for UConn, but let's keep it like that. Let's see how they fare on Monday. UConn Mercer, I mean, come on. Let's not even go there. They just came in, killed them. It was a bit rough offensively, but I mean, when you have a good defense, and then of course Mercer was outmatched on all categories, so I mean it was an easy win, a nice 45-point cushion. And the thing is that UConn fans were still like, oh no, this team is not playing well. Oh no, this is not the best showing. What else do you want? It's a 45 points. Even the big boys did not even do 45 points. They were like 30, 21. Come on, give those people a break. But then I was a bit afraid for UCF. UCF is a very defensive team. They remind me of Arizona. They're not used to that kind of defense. UConn are like pretty basketball. So let's see how they fare with UCF. But I still think they will take that game, but it's just going to be tougher than anticipated. All right, so moving on to the upset in quote. Villanova upset BYU. I had Villanova, and yeah, they should have upset BYU. BYU, yeah, I mean, I've been hearing a lot about them, but I just never really thought they were like a very strong team. And like I said, I won't bet against a key player in a team. Maddie Segrest is fantastic, and she showed why she was Big East Player of the Year yesterday. Moving on to the major upsets. All the other ones are just like small upsets. So 2 major upsets happened that were crazy, and 1 almost upset happened that was also crazy. So Belmont upsetting Oregon. I did not see that coming. I have no idea who Belmont is, but they came. Grit. I always tell you people, grit is what wins championships. Like, you have to be hungry. Nowadays in women's basketball, the parity they've been similar. I can understand if the parity is not similar. There's really nothing you can do. If you're outmatched, you're outmatched. But if the parity is similar, forget the seeds. At the end of the day, it's who has grit, who wants it more, who makes the best plays down the stretch. And this game went into double OT. Oregon just had 0 offense. They just couldn't find their offense. Belmont is probably be railroaded by Tennessee. There's a high possibility. But they showed that they could hang, and they did, and they won. I mean, it was just about just grit and just staying patient. And I watched the ending of the game. It was just crazy. It was interesting. That's all I can say. It was March Madness. Yeah, shout out to Belmont. Maybe I'll start watching you. Let's see how you fare with Tennessee, even though I know Tennessee will probably finish you guys. But let's see how it goes. Then the second upset was the weirdest upset. Kentucky versus Princeton. I did not have Princeton winning that championship, that first round. I always thought those Ivy League schools were just like, they're not that, just all of them just in their own conference trying to play because, of course, they have played together. So they don't really have serious competition like that. But Princeton is a good team. They are a fantastic team. I've never seen them play, but I was so impressed. They are so disciplined, very good defensively. They had the player and Maya. She went for like 100 points. She went crazy. Kentucky could not hang. From the beginning of the game, you could see that Princeton was better team. Kentucky, I don't know what happened. You could just see that Princeton was better team. They came in disciplined. They scored when they wanted to. They just held Kentucky to the ropes. Kentucky could not just hang. They just couldn't. Even though it was a close game, I just did not understand what happened to Kentucky. Like the cohesiveness that we saw when they were playing South Carolina, the grit, the hunger, it just wasn't there. They were just very passive in the way they were playing. There was no sense of urgency. I was very disappointed because this is a team that beat South Carolina in a championship game. Like, it wasn't just a random Tuesday night. Like, this is a team that beat South Carolina and you just couldn't get yourself out of the first round. I'm very disappointed. And funny enough, the same thing happened to their guys. So let's just call it, I don't know what they did. Let's just call it bad karma. Either way, Princeton moving on next to Indiana. I feel Indiana would definitely get the better of them. But I was still very impressed because a lot of people have been at Kentucky going into the Sweet 16. Like, seriously, Kentucky. I probably did too. Yeah, I did. Yeah, seriously, to me also. Yeah, I did have Kentucky going to Sweet 16. But yeah, I believed in the team, and yeah, shit happens. Let's just leave it like that. All right. So moving on. So those are the major upsets. Arkansas, Utah. Arkansas just couldn't hang. I was very disappointed with them. I thought they were better. Why do I think Arkansas is a good team? They keep disappointing me every step of the way. They disappointed me last year. They disappointed me this year because they beat UConn once, and I was like, oh, for you to beat UConn, you must be a good team. I think they have just one good player. That's Ramirez. Everybody else, So yeah, Arkansas can go and sit down. So LSU Jackson State was a very wild game. I watched it and I felt it was something else. Like Jackson State, that's it about coaching. Coaching is very important. I'm not saying the coach is not a good coach, that's Jackson State, but experience, maybe not coaching, maybe experience. You could see that LSU is experienced. So when they were down like 13 by 13 and they went on that 13-0 run to close out this game and get the best of Jackson State, it was just pure experience. It was pure experience. Kimolki, I would not bet against her. On the only time I'll bet against her is, of course, if maybe Gino or maybe Don Staley or someone like a really, really good coach is playing. But Jackson State is their first time in the tournament. LSU, Kimolki was not going to be denied, and they just add a little bit extra. But either way, they put the world on notice. They put the world on notice. Notice Jackson State. I have no idea who they are, but I am going to watch their games next year. And everybody said it, that this is the game to watch out for. This is the game to watch out for. They must have seen something in Jackson State, knowing that they were going to put LSU on the ropes. So now LSU, Ohio State, I'm now worried about LSU. Maybe they are not as great as people think they are. All right, so Florida State, Florida Gulf Coast and Virginia Tech, I didn't see it as an upset. I think Florida Gulf Coast is a team that should be higher seeded. They're just a very good team, very good three-point shooting team. And they're going to be playing Maryland, which I feel is a potential upset. Honestly, I do believe that if Florida, of course, can take Maryland and win that game. So I call it's going to be an upset. So that's my recap for the first round. I'll just go over some of the games I think will be very interesting for this round. All right, South Carolina, Miami is going to be interesting. I feel South Carolina will win, but I think they are going to go and take Miami. Miami is going to take them to like the fourth quarter, and they have to pull out a win from there. It's not going to be a blowout. North Carolina, Arizona, I really don't care. Georgia, Iowa State, I really don't care. Creighton, Iowa, I care because Iowa is fantastic. Creighton Clark, a very good offensive team. Creighton is a very good offensive team. So it's going to be offense versus offense, zero defense. I expect a high scoring game. Louisville, Gonzaga is going to be very interesting. I feel Gonzaga might just upset Louisville. That's what I feel. Belmont, Tennessee will probably get the better of them because, I mean, Belmont, Cinderella, I think there's time would come to an end. Tennessee is just a better team, well coached. And Belmont, I mean, they tried, but I don't think they would be able to hang. Villanova, Michigan is something to watch out for. I feel they might be a potential upset. They just might be. Michigan is a very weird team. They play sometimes, the way they play is just weird. Then sometimes they play well. Villanova always plays well. So maybe it could be an upset. South Dakota, Baylor, I'll take Baylor any day. NC State, Kansas State might be a fight. I mean, Ayokili versus Kunin, but then NC State has a lot more firepower with Perez and Diamond Johnson and Rikia, something. So there's also some really good team. NC State, stop sleeping on NC State. NC State is a fantastic team this year coming into this tournament. Notre Dame, Oklahoma. Let's see. I don't really care. 5-4. It could go either way. Princeton, Indiana. I feel Indiana is a fantastic team this year, and Indiana might just get it. But it's going to be a game, no doubt about it. Princeton is not going to roll away. And UCF, UConn will probably win. But let's see how UCF respond. There might also be a potential upset. Yeah, UConn is weird. Utah, Texas is interesting because Utah is a fantastic team. They're very good offensively. Texas is very good defensively. But then Texas won the Big 12. I mean, you wouldn't win the Big 12 unless you were really, really good. So I will probably take Texas like I did. And hopefully my bracket will be saved one way or another. So that's it. My final four predictions, I still think I'll stick to it. Nothing would change at this point until I see better. Then maybe I'll change it. I still have South Carolina, Baylor, Texas, and UConn. With UConn winning championship, but I'm really not sure about UConn winning that championship. I think at this point I might change it to NC State. Maybe not winning, but like getting into the final four. Because I really don't trust UConn. It's probably what I saw. Not that they didn't play well, but like I saw that team that really, really, really played well. So I was like, can you come hang with these other teams that are playing like really good right now? Let's see. All right. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.